Well, hello and welcome as we rock out to Electric Mary, which, by the way, a big thanks to Russell Brown from Electric Mary for allowing to use such a cracking song. Big welcome to Third and Long, where we've all season we provided a 360-degree access all areas pass, everything NFL with an Australian twist. Third and Long is brought to you by Little Birdie TV and TopSport.com. Nearly buggered that up. Well, now the Super Bowl wait is nearly over. 4 more days. The whole crew is here for a big finale, and none bigger than Mark Goodwell. A big welcome to you. Are you excited, brother?
Yes, Corey. We've finally made it to the finale. It's been hasn't been a long season. It's been a great season in the NFL. It's been every week we've had some amazing games. We've had plenty to talk about. It's been fun bringing it to you, and also with the punting side of things. I think everybody's enjoyed the season, and we're definitely going to have a big wrap-up, Corey, with our Super Bowl party, which we'll speak to a bit later in the show.
We sure will, Marco. We'll be rocking it out at the Emerson now. The man who, his San Francisco 49ers couldn't make it to the Super Bowl, but a big welcome to Top Rope. More importantly, Top Rope, when are you flying in for the Super Bowl party?
Yeah, cheers, Corey. Thanks for bringing that up. No, the hurt's still there. Very disappointing loss, and you know the conservative coaching in that last quarter won't be forgotten from Kyle Shanahan. That was horrendous. But more important things: flying down to Melbourne for the Super Bowl party. So. In Sunday night, expect to sober up sometime around Thursday afternoon.
Very good, Top Rope. Looking forward to hosting you down here. Believe it or not, Top Rope and I actually have not met in person yet, so it's a rare chance to get most of the Little Birdie crew all together in one spot, and we're going to celebrate a very good day, hopefully ahead. Well, it'll be more than one day, but we'll start with the Super Bowl, see how far we push into the week. Okay, Top Rope's on board now. We just got to welcome in Jerry all the way from Miami. He's been helping us out during the playoffs. Really appreciate his time. He's been giving an insight of what's going on in the ground, and he is fresh off a trip himself. He went to LA last week to see the Rams take on the 49ers. Top Rope's 49ers tips. Jerry, how was the trip? I saw on your social media you had a nice little suite that you're invited to there. It looked like a large hotel room more than a suite to me. How was the game, and have you recovered?
Well, yeah, you saw the game. The game was amazing. I did put some pictures on the social media. It was a 32-person suite, so you ain't kidding. It was kind of like a hotel room. I mean, there was all sorts of food. There was tables, chairs, lounge chairs, seats, screens, couches, you name it. It was a lot of fun, and it came down to pretty much the last play of the game. Both games came down to the last score. Both were a field goal differential. And, sad to say that I took my first loss with you guys with KC, but I'll let you get into that. But, yeah, the game was great. And if the Super Bowl weren't in L.A., I'd probably going again. But going Miami to L.A. and back 2 out of the last 3 weeks is just too much. It's too taxing. It's too far. It's too much.
All right. Very good. The crew's on board, and we will get straight into the review of last week's games. We only had 2, so we'll cover both in a bit of detail. As I said, Jerry was there at one game, so we'll expect a solid report from him. The first game we'll cover is Top Rope. The Cincinnati get the job done against the Chiefs. Can't believe the Cincinnati are now the AFC champs, Top Rope. I think they were, correct me if I'm wrong, I think they were around the 150 to 1 mark at pre-season. They wouldn't have been seen on our stat sheet or our odds sheet from TopSport. We didn't discuss them at all, but one of the comebacks, of history really. They came back from 3-21 down, or 21-3 down, I should say, to get the victory. Top Rope. How did you see the game, and can the Burrows fairy tale continue into the Super Bowl?
Yeah, a lot to unpack there, Jerry. It was eerily similar to when they met in the regular season. Chiefs jumped to a big lead, and the Bengals clawed their way back. It says plenty about the resilience at Cincinnati, if you ask me. I think they really kind of never gave up, dug pretty deep there, But this was a loss that was well and truly on the head of Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy. Some of the play calling in this game with a big lead was really, really poor. And the play before halftime, Mahomes has to take absolute bath for throwing it to Tyreek and not getting the 3 points in that one. It was kind of an insane play there. So can Burrow go on with it? Yeah, absolutely. I think that they're playing with a belief that you don't often see teams who start the year kind of among the favourites kind of playing with this belief. But when you're playing with nothing to lose, they really are have done a tremendous job since today. So I thought it was a wonderful win, and I certainly give them a chance in the Super Bowl.
Jerry, as Top Rope said, this is a lot to unpack this game. Pretty much I would have thought betting was 101 around that kind of range when they were up 21-3 and dominating. As Top Rope mentioned, the debacle before halftime was probably the momentum change that Cincinnati needed, because it was kind of a crucial momentum swing, not putting the 3 on the board. And just after that, they worked out the Chiefs and got it to overtime and even survived ball in Mahomes' hand on overtime. You saw the footage there, how they almost celebrated the victory when they won the toss. Get the interception, and the kicker gets the job done again.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing, and right on about that play before the half. But I'm going to go back one series prior when it was 21-3. Cincinnati had the ball, and they had a key 3rd and 7 or 6 that Burrow converted with his legs early in the drive, and then that drive was like a 4-minute drive to make it 21-10. And it gave them a little bit of life. But I think at 21-3, that game's pretty much over if the Bengals don't score there. And then the Chiefs had a chance to match it. I mean, they had 1st and goal at the 1 after an interference penalty in the end zone. 1st and goal at the 1, and they got 0. And not only did they get 0, it was deflating because, like you said, with no timeouts, Mahomes can't make that play. He's got to throw it away, and you may have 2 more shots. Even if you went for it on 4th down and got stuffed, it was a lot better than getting held out on 2nd down and then going to the half. So they were deflated going to the half. I mean, think about it right here, Mark. They had a 21-10 lead. They had 1st and goal at the 1, and were getting the ball to start the second half. I mean, that game should have been 35-10 before the Bengals saw the ball again. And, as you can tell, I'm a little bitter on that. I was very big on the Chiefs. It's the first loser that I gave to you guys here. I still don't know how it happened. Like you said, trading on the live line, forget the money line. There were 18.5 point spread on the live line late in the second half. And then Mahomes, he was, there's no explanation. He had I think the 4th worst quarterback rating in the 4th quarter in the history of the NFL playoffs. In the second half, they had 3 points. Just brutal all the way around. But, kudos to the Bengals. They're there because of Joe Burrow. And like you said, winning that toss, everyone says, all right, we've seen this movie before. Mahomes with the ball in overtime, and it's game, set, match. But since he pulled the miracle interception, and they're moving on.
Yeah, it was an unbelievable match. Both were, and we'll move on to the next one. We'll discuss the Rams and 49ers. I'll go back to Top Rope first. A team that were probably, built as the season went on. They got Stafford, they acquired, and they've kind of been called, the all-in team or Chips all-in team all year. Probably haven't been rated in the top 3 to 5 sides most of the year, and I'd say comfortably 3 to 4 weeks out, this Super Bowl was seen by very few people, if any, for this matchup. But again, this was an unbelievable comeback of sorts again. The Rams were down 7-17, I think it was at 3-quarter time, and they pitch a shutout in the last quarter to the 49ers to get the job done. Again, the kicker delivers a victory and sends them to the Super Bowl. Top Rope.
Yeah, well, just from the 49ers point of view, before we got on air, Jerry and I were talking about conservative coaching, and Kyle Shanahan's performance in that last quarter was utterly abysmal. The getting stuffed, the not going for it on 4th and 2 from the opponents from the Rams 45 with kind of plenty of with the momentum really on the line in that spot was just so bad. And then to have done it after a pretty poorly constructed challenge from McVeigh, so he had plenty of time to think about it. It was just so bad. Get handed to the fullback on the run beforehand. You check, like he barely had a run. Yeah, he'd been used way more as a receiver this year. Really disappointing. The Rams will take plenty of heart from that game. I thought the better team probably didn't win that game. I thought the better team threw that one away there. But the Rams, Cooper Kupp is something special. But it's that defensive unit and that defensive front that really kind of stands up. And I guess the one big concern, we'll break down the Super Bowl soon, but the one big concern for the Bengals is their offensive line and how they're going to match up against that outstanding pass rush. Outstanding defensive front is really going to be the issue there. But McVay came back just as the Niners had done against the Rams the last time they met, so only a few weeks back. So really big win, and to see a home team in a Super Bowl playing in their home stadium for the second time in a couple of years, it's quite remarkable.
Yeah, it is. You're right. It's interesting, the matchup. I guess both. I guess both teams that lost on the weekend did let it slip. They obviously had decent leads in both times, and I think it was more. It was the coaches had such an input in both games. I guess for the winning team at the time, for whatever they went away from what was working for them at certain stages during the game, and even went into defensive mode and tried to protect the lead. But both failed, Jerry. As we said previously, you were there in LA. You had this game close up. How good was Cooper Kupp's game, and what are the Bengals going to be able to do to stop this man? Because he is proving the difference. And I know we'll talk about the Rams' defense in depth when we cover the Super Bowl, but if they don't stop Stafford to Kupp, I don't think it's going to make any difference what the defense do on Cincinnati's side.
Yeah, you nailed it. I mean, Cooper Kupp, he won the Triple Crown for wide receivers, yards, touchdowns, receptions. He's unstoppable. And here's the thing, Mark. The forgotten man, Odell Beckham Jr., now who used to be a superstar, injuries, the Browns, whatever you want to call it. If Cooper Kupp gets doubled and almost triple teamed sometimes, you're leaving a former Rookie of the Year, a former All-Pro, one-on-one on the other side. I think it's issues for the Bengals and the 49ers. You can see that Odell had a couple of great catches there late. One that he also took a personal foul on. But the key there was, we talked about the coaching. This is a rare game where both coaches deserve to lose. And I mean that. They both deserve to lose. They played conservative, just alluding to that play where they punted down deep, and it was coming off of a horrible challenge. They put the punt unit out, then he challenges, and then they put the offense out, and then he put the punter back out. He was never going to go for that, scared of his own shadow. He played to lose, deserved to lose, and guess what? He lost. But yeah, Cooper Kupp, look for them to roll coverage that way, and I'm actually looking for Beckham to have a big game.
Okay, beautiful. All right, appreciate just wrapping up both the conference championships there. Disappointing losses for both Top Ropes 49ers and also Mahomes Chiefs. Okay, that's the review. We'll get. We're just going to move along now. After the break, we'll come back with Corey McKern. He's going to interview with myself Texans kicker Cam Johnson, and then after that, we'll be back with the complete preview of our last match of the year, the Super Bowl.
Well, welcome back. It is Super Bowl week, and very fortunate to have a current NFL player, a Pro Kick Australia alumni. He was a former Philadelphia Eagle. Now he's a Houston Texans punter. He does have a very famous lookalike, which we'll touch like in Bill Burr, which I think that would have been pretty humorous in the back end of the season. A very big welcome to Cameron Johnson, who is down in Geelong. How you going, mate? What's it like to be back home?
Yeah, no, it's great. It was 3 years. We hadn't been back in 3 years, so finally, to be able to get back in the off season, see family, that was it was really exciting. We're really looking forward to it, and it was good to get back here. So
now, I have to ask you, what's the biggest thing? Obviously, lived in Philly, now in Houston, back in Geelong. What's the first thing that you did when you got back home? The things that you haven't been able to get.
My main one was just going to the beach. Getting back to the coast, getting back to the water. So, Philly, there wasn't a whole lot of that. And then Texas is a little bit, it's just not the same as down the coast down here. So, Yeah, me and my wife, I think we landed and then kind of just went straight down there and kind of relaxed. It was good.
And first season in Houston, how did that all go? I know the off season it can get particularly sticky in that July-August period. How did you cope with that?
No, it was great. I love my time down in Houston, my first year there. So love the coaching staff, the players, and all that. So it was a good move. It was good to get down there playing for the Texans. So they're definitely building something special down there. So, but no, it was great. It was a good time to playing my first year there.
And one last one before I throw over to Mark. I did mention it off the top, but you must have found it a little bit humorous, the comparison that just exploded on social media, being compared to, you got a brother in Bill Burr.
Opposing, it was at Road Fans. At opposing games, the fans, they'd been going on about it all year, and then I think it was Barstool Sports. Yeah, they ran with it, and we finished the game, got back to the locker room, and the notifications had blew up. So it got a good run. But I think the opposing team fans on the road, they were the first ones onto it. They'd been giving it to me all year. So,
well, Marco, I know you've got a question about the game, so far away.
Hey, Cam, welcome to the show, mate. I just want to ask from a player's point of view a few questions. I want to get your insight on how you think the Rams and the Bengals game will play out this week. From a player's point of view, the build-up, I guess, to the game, having the week off, the 2 weeks with all the media and stuff like that, how would the preparation go for that?
I think they'll try and keep it as normal as possible. There's a whole lot going on, but at the same time, you want to keep your normal processes. So, it'd just be, that extra week is good for the guys. They're going to get more, their body's going to be good. They're going to get the rehab in, so, and a lot more film work. So, they'll just be trying to keep it as normal as possible.
And for the game, what do you see the keys, I guess, for either team being able to win the Super Bowl? What needs to go right for both the Bengals and the Rams this week?
I think it's going to be high scoring. Both offenses they're high power. Joe Burrow, Stafford. They're going to get points. So it's pretty much, I think, it's whatever defense can stand up and get a few stops. If you can get a turnover, I think it's going to be crucial in a game like this. So I think if the defense is going to be key on both sides to try and stop it and not let it be a shootout in the end.
Now, Cam, it actually it's quite that we go across the entirety of the year, and it seems like special teams and punters and kickers always seem to maybe take a bit of a backseat. But you must have a bit of a chuckle amongst the special teams fraternity how important special teams is when it comes this time of year, that all of a sudden you're nearly on equal footing with the quarterback in every team in some regards.
Yeah, you're seeing with the kickers. You're going to have a kicker that's he's going to make his kicks because points are going to be critical. And then, with both quarterbacks being so strong and the offense is being so good, the punters are going to have to pin them deep and make them go a long way. You miss a punt or something like that, and you give up 20, 30 yards of field position to them. They're going to carve you up. So I think it's going to be key. But then both sides, they're both special teams units. So they're very, very, very good, very consistent. So And
one last one from me before I throw to Marco and get a pick on the game. Obviously, the drop punt, it's such a easy kick for us that have played AFL all our lives. How much is it a go-to weapon of yours to be able to, for such an accurate kick? And can someone teach Joe Buck on the NFL broadcast that it's not an end over end kick, it's a drop punt?
Yeah, no, it's critical. Because you're 100% using it in the plus 50 when you're trying to pin them deep there. And then the returners are so good these days. So you're trying to get the ball away from a returner. You don't want to give him a ball straight down the middle that he can set up on. So these drop punts, pushing it left, pushing it right, getting the returner to go both ways. And then letting the gunners on the outside have a straight run down. So the drop punts become massive in the NFL, and all the American guys, they've got incredible at it as well. But it's a tool in your bag that you have to have, and you have to be able to hit it.
Cam, okay, we have a part on the show where we've been tipping all year for Corey's platform Walk With Me Online. 4 of us have had mixed success through the year. Corey's on top of our leaderboard, so he'll probably take earnest on the question I'm about to ask you. The tip for the Super Bowl for all our punters out there, either the line currently the Rams favourite at -4 flat or the total at 48.5. Do you have a suggestion for the punters? And we will hold you to it going forward for next season.
I got Bengals winning it. I think Joe Burrow,
Okay.
he's going to stand. He's going to stand up. He's going to do what he's done all season and then all playoffs. Yeah, I'm rolling with the Bengals. So whatever the bet is there, I'd be going Bengals.
+4.5. I don't know if you know, Cam, but at the start of the year, they were $151 to win the Super Bowl. I think it's the second highest behind maybe the Rams in 2000. I think they were about 200 to 1. So it'd be an unbelievable feat for such a young side.
It would be, yeah. No, it's good. I played with a few of the guys in college, so I'm really supporting the Bengals here. It'd be good to see a few. I think 4 or 5 of the guys I went to college with get a win. So
Now, Cam, it is the off season. What's the off season look like with you? I know that you're back in Geelong. I happened to speak to Chappie the other day. I know you're going to end up connecting with the Pro Kick Australia guys, which I think is fantastic that you're giving something back to all the other up and coming punters. But what's the off season look like for you? Anything exotic in the off season planned?
no, not a lot. It's more just training, I think. So get back here, get with Chappie. Hadn't been with him for about 3 years, so working with Chappie up in Melbourne, and then Tom Hornsey with the Pro Kick Australia in Geelong. So get back punting with them twice a week in the lifting. So that's the main thing. It's kind of like this time of the year is really trying to prepare yourself for a long season. So not a whole lot, just training and seeing the boys back here.
Is that one of the things that you've noticed? I know in the AFL, they are a lot better with the off season now, but it does seem like it's more prevalent in the NFL that they really use the off season as an opportunity to get better, not just to maintain, but really to go away and come back better in the off season.
Yeah, I think that's when you finish your exit interviews with the coaches and you find out what stuff you need to improve on and what stuff you want to strengthen. To keep working. So I think it's just such a long season, so you don't really get to work on as much throughout the year. So this is a time now that if there's things you want to fix, tighten up, work on, it's a perfect time. So I just see it as you get these months that you can really build a good foundation. So then late in the year when it gets colder and you're playing in the snow or something like that, you can fall back to the training and the strength work you've done in the off season.
Well, Cam, we really appreciate you taking out the time to speak to us today. We're all looking forward to Monday. Hopefully we see a fantastic game. Really hope you enjoy the time back in Geelong. And look, on behalf of everyone, thanks for taking out the time. And we'll be back with the next segment where we'll take it to the house. Well, welcome back. It is time now for To the House, which is brought to you by topsport.com.au, family owned and operated for 35 years. Bet with a bookie you can trust. Bet with topsport.com.au. Marco, take it to the house for the last time this season.
Okay, thanks, Corey. Quick look at the last bookie wrap for the year. Obviously, there's not going to be much movement going on. There's only 2 games. One favourite won, one lost. Neither one covered. Very close games there. Both totals went under, and obviously the home team being the Rams split out there. So you can see on the season, favourites won at 62% on the year, so it's definitely a bookmaker's year in terms of the favourites. Slight shade to the outsiders there on the cover. The unders dominated more than the overs there, and the home teams had very little impact as they have in previous seasons. Top ropers, I just bring you in to cover your To The House tip. Obviously, with only 2 games, you're able to find one tip for one winner, so you can't do much better than that. You correctly tipped the 49ers Rams under total at 46, come up with a result of 37 there. You're never really in doubt there, Top Rope?
No, very comfortable watching. Some small solace for the 49ers brethren out there who took the under.
Solid result there. Appreciate that from the punters. We like the easy watches for sure. Okay, we'll move right along. We've waited for this obviously all year. This is our last match we're going to preview. It's the big one in LA there at SoFi Stadium. It is going to be the Rams. They're listed as the away team, so take note from a betting point of view. Some bookmakers have got it the other way around, but the Rams are actually the away team, even though they're playing at home. They will be playing Cincinnati, and this match will kick off Melbourne time on Monday, 10:30 a.m. It'll be shown on both ESPN and 7Mate. Hopefully everyone's got a Super Bowl party lined up, ready to go. I know we have. We're looking forward to hosting our competition winners and a few guests down at the Emerson. So hopefully it'll be a good match and take us deep into the fourth quarter. The way the playoff games have gone this year, we are hoping for another belter. As we put up the betting here, you can see currently the Rams are $1.50 on the money line. The Bengals are at $2.70. The line is Rams -4 flat. And the total is pretty healthy there at 48.5. Just before I throw to the guys, we just want to bring up a tail of the tape version there with the Rams and Cincinnati. We just show their win-loss for the year. We've got the Rams have won 15-5. The Bengals are 13-7. Coming into this game, they both won 3 straight. Obviously played a few away games to get to the playoffs. Both in pretty good form. The Rams won 8 of their last 9, and the Bengals have won 6 of their last 7. Not much between the offenses ranked there. You can see it's offense 6 v offense 8 of the Bengals. And the defense is pretty close at 10 and 14 as well. The home record, surprisingly, for the Rams is the home record for the Rams is 7-3, and Cincinnati actually have the same away record at 7-3. So the quarterback stats you can see there: 41 touchdowns to 17 interceptions for the Rams quarterback there, and Cincinnati is at 34-14. So all the way down, the stats are pretty evenly matched. And with the Rams being playing at home and the line being at 4, the bookmakers on a neutral ground would have this not much between either side. I'd like to bring in Top Rope first. Top Rope, what was your first views, I guess, coming off the back of both sides having a win last week and seeing how the markets opened? They've changed a little. The totals come down a little bit, and the Rams opened up 3 flat, got as big as 4.5. I think they've just settled back to 4 flat now. Do you see much market movement going forward, or being the Super Bowl, do you think it's pretty solid? And just what's your general thoughts on the Super Bowl ahead?
Yeah, my kind of first thought is that I was hoping to get more than a field goal for the Bengals, and that's where it's come up at. And a little bit surprised at the movement up to 4.5, back into about 4. I expect that the market's pretty steady right now. I can't see a huge amount of line movement. There may be move half a point each way. I don't think we're going to be seeing 3. So if you're going to back the Rams, I don't think you'll be getting a flat 3 anytime soon. So, I think once the kind of dust had settled on the Bengals win, I think the kind of the early thoughts were looking at matchups. I think the big matchup kind of concern for the Bengals, and where a lot of people seem to be able to take advantage of, is the ability of the Rams up front to cause Cincinnati a lot of damage. They got sacked a lot. Burrow got sacked a lot when they won their when they won their second playoff game. I think he stayed upright the entire game against the Chiefs, and he certainly got rid of the ball a lot quicker. We're certainly using his legs a lot more. So early thoughts are that the line will stay the same, and that the Bengals are probably a slight bet for me.
Where do you see Top Rope? I guess if you had to look at one angle into the game, what's the key matchup in terms of, I guess, from a Cincinnati point of view, since you're leaning that way, what has to go right for Cincinnati for them to come away with this victory? Is it more centered on the protection of the O-line, protecting Burrow so he gets time for the wideouts? Do they need to establish any kind of run? Because the Rams just, have stopped the run all year. I think they average something like 55 yards a game or something. It's ridiculously low. So if the Rams are able to get to Burrows, they don't have an option B to go to the Bengals. So would you say it's more what happens that side of the ball, or is it equally of what Stafford is going to, I guess, not make mistakes, which he has done in past, not to turn the ball over and give it back to Burrows?
Well, I think the key, when breaking into this game, what I really like kind of about the Bengals is I like getting the quarterback on the up, and this reminds me. I'm certainly not suggesting he's going to have the career of Tom Brady, but this kind of the rise of the Bengals, unlike very much been kind of carried by their quarterback, reminds me very much of Brady in 2002 and that Patriots team. And I think where the coaching adjustments last week of kind of getting rid of the ball quickly, I think is going to be really, really important. I can see Joe Mixon having a big game here, but I can see him having a big game receiving. I don't think they're going to be able to establish a run. I think they will try early on. I don't think they're going to. I think kind of short, sharp passes, using Tyler Boyd inside. I think is going to be a real key here for for the Bengals. And on the other side of the ball, I'm not convinced that Stafford is an elite quarterback. He's certainly thrown some great balls, and he's certainly made some big mistakes this playoff. So, the Bengals' pass defense has not been exceptional this year, but they certainly have picked up the pace a bit over the playoffs. And the way they locked down Tannehill and the Titans, who had been a very good throwing team all year, I think was they can cause the Rams some issues there, and I think they can kind of really upset Matt Stafford there. So, I probably didn't answer your question there, MG, in terms of which way to go, but I do think the ability of the Bengals to throw the ball and get rid of it quickly will probably be the number one, with the ability to kind of their coverage and kind of create some issues for Matt Stafford is probably 1B.
All right, Jerry. As I said, obviously with the Super Bowl, we've got Cincinnati first time back in 33 years. We saw their crowd reaction. The town's obviously getting right behind them, as you should do in any town that gets their team to a big event in America. Their coach has been probably unheralded a bit this year, I think, and probably will get the due kudos if he does get the Super Bowl delivered. So will their combination of the quarterback and wide receiver. Chase has been unbelievable this year. Top Rope's going to lean to Cincinnati at the line. What is your view on this game, and which way would you be leaning on the line having a bet?
Yeah, and you guys know this is the last game of the year. The odds makers are pretty good, so it's no surprise. The line is, where it's supposed to be. So I'm actually going to oppose him, but oppose him a little differently. I'm going to be betting the Rams, but I'm going to be betting them on the money line. And there was some sharp money right now as we speak coming in on the Bengals side. I see all the 4.5s are gone. There's only 4, and a couple spots have shown 3.5. This game will not get to 3. I agree with him. You will not see a 3 in this game. If there were to be a 3, I would just lay the 3 flat. But I think I'm going to go with the money line. And in general, the public, Joe Squares, Joe Public, what they're going to do is they'll lay the favorite on the points, and they'll take the dog on the money line. So you never get any value with the dog money line. Conversely, the favorite money line is going to be pretty cheap. For a game that's lined at 4, let's call it -4, I'm going to lay $1.90, which doesn't really correlate to a 4. It should be higher. I'm going to lay $1.90 with the Rams. I could see it coming down to another field goal either way. I just think the Rams were built for this. They're all in, as we call it. They went and got Stafford. That wasn't enough. They went and got OBJ. That wasn't enough. They went and got Von Miller. So a team full of stars in a LA, which is full of stars to begin with, and it's at home. I just think that the Rams were built for this. I think this is their year. I think Burrow will have it going forward. Now, again, I made a huge bet on KC last week, and since he surprised me, so they could surprise me again. But I think their voodoo magic and their luck is going to run out. They could have lost to the Raiders. Derek Carr had the ball first and goal late. They could have lost to Tennessee. Tannehill had the 3 interceptions. Again, another field goal late. They were down 18 to K. I think their luck has run out. I will be with the Rams. I'll be with the Rams big. But again, the line is right, so it doesn't shock me that we're on opposite sides.
Yeah, it's small edges in the Super Bowl. Obviously, when Jerry says $1.90 in English terms or Australian terms, that's about $1.53 on the decimal. So don't go out there asking your bookie for $1.90.
I'm not used to that decimal. I'm sorry, guys.
No, that's a US version of -190 to confuse the punters there. But yeah, around the $1.50 to $1.53 is what Jerry's saying in the decimal side of where he thinks the value is, because the I guess once a year punters that come out, or everyone wants to have a bet in the Super Bowl, they'll see $2.70 for a team in the Super Bowl as pretty good value, so they will back that version of their head-to-head. Okay, that's a wrap from these guys. It's kind of a split decision, but as both said, the number's pretty solid, so you can bet with confidence. Probably won't move too much more in the next couple of days around the 4 if you want to take either way. Or Jerry is saying he's going to look to back the head-to-head version. So, it'd be interesting to see the Super Bowl. Just quickly, fellas, just on the total around the 48.5. Have you just got a quick version which way you would lay there for punters? Obviously, they like to bet a lot of same game multis and everything like that. If you're having one lean on the total, are you under or over on the total? Top rope first.
I'm going to be on the under 48.5. The under is 28-10 when the Rams are favoured. It's 5 straight when Cincinnati are an underdog. Their defence has certainly tightened up a bit, so I'll be leaning the under in this one.
Okay, Jerry?
I agree. I'm not playing it, but I agree with him. More so because of the two coaches. They know each other well. Taylor was a McVay assistant at one point, and they are both conservative. And we saw it last week, and they look to play it tight. Cincy is not that good in the red zone. They have an excellent kicker, and he knows it. So a lot of times they play conservative when they're in field goal range. I'm not playing it, but if you're asking me, it looks like an under. It smells like an under. I mean, things may change in a couple of days, but I agree with him. Under would be the play.
Okay, a bit more confidence there, I guess. Well, they're both on the same side, and the under's under 48.5 if you're looking to play in the total points.
Well, each week our panel had been granted $100 to invest. Now, someone had invested a lot wisely than others, Marco. It was sponsored by topsport.com.au. TopSport is Australia's biggest betting bookie. Bet where the pros get set. Now, all the profits went to my platform called Walk With Me Online. So a big thank you to topsport.com.au for supporting Walk With Me Online, which we're doing great space in the physical and mental fitness space. Now, Marco, have I got an unassailable lead and have I rumped it in?
Okay, Corey, yes, you are still the leader. You know you are. You did a half block on top rope last week. He tried to gain ground and you went the same as him. So I'm not sure if that was smart or top rope still seething about it. He definitely wanted to get you on the leaderboard here, but you've cut him out and he's still 2 behind. But Paige has snuck up. Paige is still 1 off the lead, so she can tie you here, Corey. A pretty successful week. 3 out of the 4 got the winners, as you can see there on the graphic. So Corey leads on the 12 and 9. Paige is just 1 off on the 11 and 10. So all up, we've hit 3,800 even at the moment with the Super Bowl round to go. So we've got 4 picks. So a chance to tick over the 4,000, which was probably a pre-season line was somewhere between 3,500 to 4,000. So I guess we've done our job for those following at home and Walk With Me online. Okay, Corey, time for your tip. This is the last time for the year. You lead by 1. All Paige can do is tie you. So for the last tip of the year in the Super Bowl, we don't have many options. Are you going the line or the total in this game?
No, I think I'll go the points total, Marco. So obviously Rams and Cincinnati in the Super Bowl. I'll go the points over. I just think that Matt Stafford and Joe Burrow will score enough points that they will cover that quite easily.
Okay, Corey's tipped the over total 48.5 there. We'll go to top rope next. Top rope, which way are you leaning in the line or the total for the Super Bowl?
Yeah, assume it's triple points this week, AMG, so that'll put me in good stead here. I'm taking the Bengals plus.
Chips all in to try and catch him. You spent all year trying to catch him feeding. A bloke who gets out to 8-0 has had to struggle to the line the last month, but shows what pressure does. Okay, we'll go to Jerry now. Jerry, what have you got for us this week? Have you got a head-to-head line or total pick for the punters?
Yeah, I'm going with the head-to-head. And again, maybe both of us can win this bet. I like the Rams to win outright. I'm not laying the points, going with the money line. Who knows if it lands 1, 2, 3, or 4. Maybe we can both get the cash. But I see the Rams being the team of destiny, and I think they walk away, and they will be back-to-back Super Bowl champs along with the Bucs in their own backyard. So we hadn't seen it in the history of the Super Bowl, and now we're going to get it back-to-back years. The home team winning in their home stadium.
Yeah, it's quite unbelievable how that's happened. It hasn't happened for forever, and then they get back-to-back years. Okay, just out there while I've got you two gentlemen, just for the punters, obviously, it's a bit of a smorgasbord like any kind of grand final Super Bowl that we have. There's plenty of prop bets to be had, so I just want both Top Rope and Jerry just to throw an out-wide bet, a prop bet, as they call it in America, just something for the punters, whether it's a running back getting yards or catches for a receiver. Top Rope, what have you got for us?
I'll give you 2. I'll give you
Beautiful.
Joe Mixon over 27.5 receiving yards. I think they're going to use him a lot in the passing game. Get the ball out quickly. And I will give you the Gatorade colour. I'm going with orange. Orange is a $3 favourite. Orange has been clearly the most used colour over the last kind of 10 years. I think it's coming out 5 times. So I'd be looking at orange.
Jeez, talk about account burners. Imagine loading up on the Gatorade and all of a sudden after the Super Bowl, you get your account closed for getting the Gatorade colour right. That's an extraordinary bet, Top Rope, to sign off your year. Okay, Jerry, give us a couple of solid prop bets from your end, please, for the punters to throw in their multis, please.
Yeah, he stole my thunder with one of those little gimmicky ones. So I was going to do the exact same thing he did. Not that bet, but first we're going to start with a real bet. I like Cam Akers rushing yards over the 59. I think he played against two solid 49ers and the Bucks, two solid run defenses, probably 1-2 in the NFC right now. So his line is a little, it's a little low. Those are the two teams he faced since coming back from injury. I think McVay, he's a one-back kind of guy. I think he'll feed the ball to Akers. I do believe they win this game, like I already told you. So look for Akers to get well over the 58, whatever the line is. It's less than 60. Let's call it anywhere from 57 to 62. I really like that bet. And then on the gimmicky side, this is the Super Bowl. This is, again, this is called gambling. So the woman's name is Mickey Guyton. She's singing the national anthem. Apparently, some leaked footage of her singing over 100 seconds is what I'm going with. So not the Gatorade, but over 100 seconds on Mickey Guyton's version of the national anthem. Leaked versions have had it much longer. We'll see. We'll see if the sharp money is right. Again, it's gambling. It's for fun. I love the Akers prop. The Guyton, as long as the Gatorade, is just to screw around. Yeah,
it's amazing how many people can invest their money before the game starts on the Super Bowl, both with the toss, the coin toss betting and the singing of the national anthem is unbelievable. So before even the kickoff, you can be burning a hole in your pocket. Appreciate that, guys, for your tips for the Super Bowl, covering what your thoughts are. We'll just put up a quick graphic to cover what our best bets are as we sign off the betting part of the show. So you can see there, Corey and Paige are actually going to split their tips. Corey's going over and Paige is going under. So Paige is a chance to equal Corey for the title. We'll talk about that when we come back in the new season. And I'm actually lined up with Top Rope here. We're both on the +4 line on the Bengals to complete our betting season. Gents, appreciate the foresight on the Super Bowl and the betting aspect. Jerry, appreciate you coming online through the playoffs and helping out and giving us an on-the-ground version of the bets. Enjoy the Super Bowl, and we'll catch up with both of you. Well, Top Rope, I'll see you for the Super Bowl party, and Jerry, you will see our viewers next year.
All right, take care, guys.
Super Bowl 56, well, it's finally nearly here, and our first ever Super Bowl party will take place on Valentine's Day at the Emerson. Sadly, Marco, you'll have to put the romantic celebrations on hold because we'll all be down there at the Emerson. Party kicks off at 9 o'clock. The game will start at 10:30. Now, Top Rope, he'll give his pre-game update and picks again at halftime for punters. So hopefully we can not only have a great time, but win lots of money. Marco, how are we traveling in terms of numbers and all the winners and all that sort of stuff all season long that we've been doing?
Yeah, looking forward to the party, Corey. I'm not sure. I'm looking forward to hosting. I've seen the guest line up and some of them are a concern, so extra security have been brought in. But anyway, the space we've been allocated for, you got the venue, the Emerson, and we've got it sold out. So we're a full deck for the space we've been allocated. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to catching up with all the winners that have partaken with us with the show throughout the year as well. They're all locked and loaded, ready to go, Corey. So I'm sure they'll have a good time. Our preparations are set to celebrate the Super Bowl as a first party, as you said. People are coming in from all states, and I've been told they're going to leave in all states, Corey.
Yes, that they definitely will, Marco. Now, everyone, that's a wrap for our first season. It's actually been a pleasure because when we're all passionate about the game of NFL like we all are, it's been fantastic to sit here all season, try and give you some insights, hopefully won some money. But a big thanks to the Third and Long crew, Marco, Top Rope, Jerry, Paige, more importantly, Borko, the man who happens to put all this stuff together, makes it all happen. So a big thank you to all that put it all together. Now you can follow us on YouTube for Season 2. We'll be back in September. By then, we'll obviously know who's won Super Bowl 56 and we'll be working out who's going to Super Bowl 57. You can find all this in the Apple Store, Spotify, SoundCloud, or wherever you listen to your podcast. More importantly, follow us at Little Birdie TV, Third and Long TV on Twitter and Instagram. And remember, for all your NFL action can be found at topsport.com.au, and invest wisely, punters. More importantly, enjoy Super Bowl 56, and let's hope for an amazing game between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Los Angeles Rams.